All right, you ready, Missy?
Yep.
Okay. This meeting of the Board of Public Safety is called to order. Commissioner Richardson is tied up this morning, but we do have a quorum. Commissioner Parmalee is here along with myself. With that, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the last meeting. Motion by Dave. I'll second that. Any questions on the minutes, Dave?
Nope.
Being none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, passed. I also have the reports in front of you. I'll entertain a motion to approve those reports. Motion by Dave, I'll second the motion. Any questions on any of those?
Nope.
Being none, all in favor? Aye. All ayes, passed. We do have a pair of resolutions. Missy, I'll let you read those.
Resolved that the city of Cornell Board of Public Safety hereby approves the appointment of Jordan Pelton of 32 Hart Street, Cornell as fire captain for the Cornell Fire Department effective May 13th, 2021.
Is there a motion to approve? Motion by Dave, I'll second the motion. So we recently conducted captain's interviews. We have 2 vacancies right now, and Jordan, you're here today. Just want to say congratulations. You've been an acting captain for quite some time. Been doing a stellar job, and we hope you continue to grow in that role, and wish you all the success. I think you're going to be great in that role. So
Thank you.
so we have the motions. All in favor? Aye. Passed. Okay. Second resolution.
Resolved that the city of Cornell Board of Public Safety hereby approves the appointment of Joel Guthrie of 152 Terry Street, Apartment 1, Cornell, as fire captain for the Cornell Fire Department effective May 13th, 2021.
Thank you. Motion by Dave. I'll second the motion. Same with you, Joel. You've been a rising star over at the fire department. You've been taking on a lot of extra responsibilities, really showing initiative. I don't think there's any negative thing I can think of. You interviewed very well. You're strong in every category. You think you're going to be an outstanding chief. Or well, I don't want to jump ahead. Outstanding captain.
I don't know.
I did the same thing in reverse when we were appointing you, because I called you captain instead of chief. So that sometimes, get it
Works
mixed up. So, anyway, congratulations.
Thank
So,
you. Congratulations.
so, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Passed. Okay. Congratulations, you two. I think we've got a really good fire department. We've got a lot of great guys over there. You guys do yeoman's work. Boy, the ambulance is busier than ever before. Just looking at the numbers keep climbing every year. The demand keeps going up and up. So you guys definitely have your hands full, especially with COVID coming out of the pandemic. I know it's been a challenge in a lot of different ways, from just the extra precautions and that you have to take when dealing with patients and transports and showing up on scene, not knowing the person is positive, negative, if you've been exposed, and even on the back end doing the disinfection of the rigs and all the equipment. So it's definitely been a lot more this past year than ever before. So that's not lost on myself or the commissioners, and we're very appreciative for all your efforts to serve our community. So thank you. So with that, we do have claims.
Resolved that claims in the amount of $307,723.27 be approved and paid as audited.
A motion to approve. Motion by Dave. I'll second the motion. Any questions on the claims?
Nope.
If not, all in favor? All ayes. Passed. That brings us to the miscellaneous. We do have an event application from the Fresh Start Church. Of summer. So they reached out to you, Missy. You want to a bit of a background on that?
It's something they've done in the past. Down at Chalmette, they have used the kitchen. They usually have games. They came in food. They have like and balloon making, juggler. And that is set for September 4th.
Yeah, so we've never had any issues with them before. Do they need anything from us as far as
They want the kitchen. They want to
they want to use
use
the kitchen?
the kitchen and access to electricity.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that's it. They usually take their garbage away with them. They want to use bounce houses, but we don't allow them out unless they get special permission, I guess, so.
Right. Now, September 24th, does that fall on a Saturday?
Any Friday?
September 4th.
Oh, 4th?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a Saturday.
Okay. Saturday, so. As long, so the only question would be the YMCA soccer league, because of the construction of Alstom, they're going to be displaced at least somewhat, but the fields on the backside still might be in place, so we're gonna have to work around that somehow.
Okay.
So what I would say is, what I would recommend is to table this until next month's meeting,
Okay.
so we can get a clearer picture. Part of the discussion revolving around the soccer fields is moving them over to two gates. But right now, I'm not 100% sure if we're moving all of them over there or if we're gonna do something on the backside. I would think most likely, because of the construction, we'll have them all at Hugh Gates this year. But we've had some talks. Obviously, the Hugh Gates is owned privately, and the Y has some outreach to do there. But let me make a couple phone calls and talk to all the stakeholders just to make sure, and then we'll circle back. So why don't we put this back on the agenda for next month's meeting?
Okay.
And that way we'll have a clearer picture. But I don't see a problem with them using the facility. So just want to make sure it doesn't conflict with anything.
Right.
Okay, and the second one was softball field application. That was ARC.
All units for the NRC, yeah.
Yeah, so normally these would go in front of the Board of Public Works because of when they came in, the timeline. It just didn't work out, but we did reach out to the commissioners on the Board of Public Works, and they have no problem with the ARC using the softball field, so I would recommend just giving them our blessing. And again, Missy had checked, doesn't conflict with any of the other
Yeah,
leagues
this
that
is
are down there.
The
So
third group that wanted to use it, we have 3 fields there. They're all planning on different fields, so
Mhm.
it works out. They're on different days anyways, this one and another one, so.
very good. Okay, so we'll give them our blessing. And the last item on the miscellaneous list is the Memorial Day Parade. I have been in contact with the American Legion, and we do plan on proceeding with the Memorial Day Parade and festivities this year. So we will have the parade and we will have the ceremony at the end of Broadway as we normally would. So we're trying to get back to normal. Obviously, we still ask people to adhere to New York State and CDC guidelines, whatever they may be at that time. Obviously, they've been changing quite a bit. But as the vaccines are out there and people are building up that immunity, we still ask people to be safe and do the right thing and be smart. But we're gonna try to do everything we can to get back to normal, but do it safely. So that is a go.
And we did have one more event permit application that came in. I handed it out separately. That is a community baby shower
Oh, yes.
at Veterans Memorial Park. It's Pro Action that's doing it. It appears as though there's going to be some tents with informational stuff for children, for parents with children under the age of 1. And they do have their safety plan in place for that. They don't, it's obviously at the park, so they're going to put up some tents and they will take care of their garbage.
Perfect. Well, we like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think that'd be a nice, nice community event. So I don't have any issues with that as long as the commissioner does it as well. And we'll go ahead and give them our blessing. Speaking of the safety plan, Missy, I would go back to the Fresh Start Church. Do they include a safety plan?
I haven't gotten one from them yet, but I believe I reached out to them already and let them know they had to do that.
Okay, so hopefully
State.
between now and the next meeting, we'll work on trying to get the safety plan from them as well.
Okay.
Okay. All right, we'll do a quick round the table. We'll start with Chief Brzezowski in the fire department.
Okay, well, it's been a trying month trying to backfill positions and getting our new guys started, which has been working well. Getting them into circulation, showing them the ropes of both the EMS and fire side of things, and
How's
taking
that transition been, considering, you know, they've both been
Coming on.
longtime volunteers?
coming on fast,
Yeah.
coming on real fast. They're real well fit in with the guys real well. The instructions, just like you say, kind of plays off their expertise that they already have. Just bringing them up to our protocols and standards and stuff, and very eager to learn. They're very, well-footed, hit the ground running and not afraid to take anything on, taking on challenges, asking a lot of questions, which is good. So far that's been working out real well.
They
They
seem enthusiastic.
very enthusiastic, very good fit. I've had no repercussions at all, and more so just the opposite of them and my regular guys coming up. Hey, is it all right if we do this? Hey, is it all right if we do that? Going above and beyond, with them right out of the chute, which is pretty unheard of because it usually takes, even with anybody with experience, a good 5-6 months of transition to get acclimated to the job, and they're coming right out strong. So it's really good. And of course, we've been with the captain's positions open for so long, trying to get continuity on shift because you have an acting captain, even though he's an acting captain for that shift. A lot of people switching around from shift to shift to fill in those vacancies and stuff. And the guys know what they're doing, obviously, but it's hard to get that continuity. You learn to work with the guys that you work with, and you just read off of each other, and it just makes for smoother transitions through day-to-day operations. But they've done well, they've handled it well. And now we're going to the next level and having 2 new captains on shift. They both have ideas and things they want to do, and which is really nice. They can bring the department forward, eager to learn those ideas and push things ahead. So the 2 candidates, even though it was a tough decision, we had a lot of good candidates. And these
That's
2
a
guys.
nice problem to have. when
Yeah, it
don't
really
have
is.
any bad candidates.
No, it really wasn't. And, we're moving forward, and obviously we've got a couple other retirees that are going to happen within the next year or so. So there's going to be some other vacancies too. So hopefully get all this into place. We got to do some balancing with some medics and stuff from shift to shift. We'll get that done hopefully before the next batch of retirees hits. So we can have that implanted in place. We're getting ready for our paramedic training, which was approved, which we're very excited about to get back into the program again. I've been in contact with the school. In fact, I'm going to go up and see them tomorrow to talk about the logistics and stuff. So I'll be in contact with them. With COVID. To work with us. I've got regular meetings set up with them now for, we have been doing regular meetings month to month on QA/QI. How can we make this better? How can we make transition better? Patient handoffs and things of this nature. But we're moving forward on some of those areas too. So it's just good to have working relationships between the county, the hospital, and our own, public safety. When you got everybody on board, it just makes transitions so much easier. So when there is a new implementation for, whatever it happens to be, we're all on the same page, and they make the phone calls and say, hey, how are you guys doing this? Maybe we should be doing this, or, the handoffs aren't the same, how are other hospitals handling it? And U of R has really stepped up to the plate on some of that because we don't have to reinvent the wheel. A lot of these things are in place by their policies up there, and we just kind of stemmed off them. We get regular updates from their trauma triage docs up there. and they're in constant communication. We had one in-service that they did last year, both with them and LifeNet. We're planning on a couple more now that things start to open up. So, so some good things on the horizon.
All right, thank you for that update. We'll swing it over to Bud and Codes.
Well, Frank summed it up with this and dog feces. Seems like those are the big things at this time of year that's always goes on until we hit a plateau and then things, start to slow down. Getting people on the regular routine with grass and especially with vacant properties and some of the properties that are in foreclosure with the county, obviously they end up being our responsibility and then we have the city take care of them. We had a demolition at 53 North Church Street, which was done by LaForge, and they did a great job with it. Topsoil in there now, and it looks good. The property on Olive, where we had a fire, 35 Olive Place. We've been working with the Steuben County Land Bank. They're going to be doing hopefully the demolition of that, which was a real issue because as to where they could take the property down from the back or the front. And Chris Brewer, who was one of the administrators over in the county, has just been very, very cooperative in getting this thing done. They sent out bids on it. And hopefully this week or next week, we'll have the bids back. So hopefully something can get started. There has to be a 10-day window with the Department of Labor before anything can happen. We've had a couple issues over there with, I got a call yesterday from Sergeant Iene regarding some debris that apparently had blown into the street. And the owner of the property has been very cooperative going over and taking care of stuff. And if there is an issue and cleaning up. So Mike has just been right on board since day one with the fire and trying to get this thing resolved. And I guess the one complaint I always have is that these things always take longer than you would like them to take. No matter what you do to try to get the process in motion, it doesn't go as fast as you'd like to. And I think the same thing happened on Preston Avenue, with the fire we had over there. By the time you get the insurance companies involved, and if there's a demo, the bids and the contractors coming and giving you a price, it's a lot longer than you want. But
That was difficult with all the numerous property owners. It's a lot simpler when it's just one property owner and one structure, but when you have a collection of five and then three different owners, that throws a lot of wrenches into it.
made it real different. And I gotta say, going back to that and looking at it, it still went pretty good. In spite of everything that had to happen, and
A lot of challenges to overcome with that.
got resolved. So, and obviously one of the problems we have throughout Cornell is the houses are so close together. And especially when you've got a demo to do, it makes it difficult for the contractor to get in there and with his equipment and trucks and closing streets down.
Well, power lines are low.
Yeah,
in a lot of instances, and
Yeah, so, we're hoping all that's going to be taken care of here on Olive, and we can get that structure down and pro actions involved and, the owner and the land bank. So we've got three different, people involved with this one too, to coordinate, and it seems to be going well. And like I mentioned, Chris Brewer with the county has just been super of helping. And of course, you're on the land bank board, so what's going on and what's happened with this property. It was a nightmare simply because of where they could take the property down from. Was it in back or could they take it down from Olive, and close the street down? So apparently that's how it's going to happen when it does happen. So.
yeah, that's a tricky one just
Yeah.
because of the narrowness of the street. The power lines are low in front of the house, so that's a challenge. Not something that anyone can just take on.
It's somebody, but
Takes
some
some
of
skill.
some of the contractors that have come in that from talking to Chris, say, yeah, we can do it from here. So, hopefully it'll go as smoothly as we think it will. Get that taken care of.
Yeah. Good. Chief Murray.
Okay, well, our department unfortunately has been dealing with some COVID infection. We got 3 officers that are off right now with COVID. And, I talked to all of them yesterday, and they seem to be doing okay, and they should be back by the 16th, 17th. We'll be back to full strength again. It doesn't seem to be affecting anyone else at the police department. We're back to a situation because of the infection that we're checking everyone on a regular basis, temperatures and stuff. So it doesn't appear. I probably have half my guys that are vaccinated for it, and I'm trying to encourage the other half to get vaccinated. I think would be a good idea, but fortunately, I don't think I can push any further than to highly recommend it.
You're about half and half. Yeah, the fire department, you're just about everyone.
Just about, there's about 4, I think, that aren't.
We're dealing with that. I brought Officer Blanchard with us today real quick, just so he can describe it to you guys. He's been doing a lot of training with his dog, and they now have state certification for tracking and for drug detection. And I invited him to come along so we can just explain to you where they're at with the process. He's been doing a lot of work with it. Hey, Seth.
Well, hello, everyone.
Oh, Seth.
Hey, Seth.
City Skater Dog.
Yes.
She is certified for narcotic detection. She's also certified for tracking now. She's holding currently 2 certifications for narcotics and 1 for tracking. We're going to get another one for tracking as well. 2 important ones are these 2 right here. They're the DCJS certifications. They are complete. She did a great job. She got quite a lot of attention from the test giver. He was very impressed with her. She did a great job. She's only improved. She's done really phenomenal work, and we're using her on the street now. And we've gotten a couple of good street hits with her that have led to productive arrests. So she's starting to turn into a really, really great dog. Very, very talented. She's got a great nose, and as you can see, she's got a ton of energy all the time.
Yes.
Apparently no one's got any meth on it.
It's like, why'd you bring me in here? There's nothing for me to find.
I wasn't gonna say anything.
So she's come along really well. The program as a whole has come along very, very well. We've got the vehicle is all upfitted and pretty much ready to go. There's a couple small things we're working on, but overall it's all complete. We
So
are
Seth, what is she trained to find?
meth, heroin, MDMA, and cocaine.
Okay.
So typically she'll hit on more than that because usually these drugs are cut and mixed and get different substances in them. So she's on paper certified for 4 drugs. She very well may find more. So,
We had the foresight with her not to train her for marijuana.
That's great.
Because if you did have her trained for marijuana, I don't think you'd be going nuts. I don't think you'd be able to use her anymore, basically.
no, she'd be useless if she was trained for marijuana.
Yeah.
She wouldn't be a credible dog anymore, unfortunately.
So in hindsight, that's probably a smart move.
Yeah, it was a good
Law
decision for
change.
sure.
Yeah.
It was a good decision for sure. Yep.
Well, congratulations. You sound like you're doing a wonderful job with the K9 unit.
Thank you very much.
And, it's nice to have the K9 unit back online. We had a little lapse there, but new dog and I think we're going in the right direction.
It's been, it's something that we can see visibly. People don't want to operate when we've got the dog on the street.
That's awesome.
So it's something that it's a major advantage for us.
We're still working with the school district every now and then.
Yeah, if we can, we certainly want to get right in there as well. We haven't done anything with this dog. I know that the previous program did a little bit with the school district. We haven't had opportunity to do so at this point, but it's something that we're going to be looking into down the road, I'm sure.
I know we had the meet and greet originally at the
Yep.
intermediate school.
Yep.
They
That
do a
went
lot of
over very
PR.
well.
Yeah, we do as much as we can. Try to take her. Anytime there's people out in public, we're trying to take her out and get her exposed to people, get people exposed to her. So any opportunity I can get to get her out of the car and let kids meet her or anything like that.
That's not even funny.
Just Kathy.
One thing, I mean, years ago, we used to always use our dogs for the purposes of protection and like an attack type dog. And we've gotten completely away from that. This dog doesn't attack anybody, hopefully.
No, she's about as harmless as they come.
Yeah, I think that's probably appropriate for our community, just to have,
Yeah.
and that's something Chief and I talked about, long before we got Snitch, is just to have a dog that's a sniffer and not an attack dog.
And she's great with her nose. She does a great job all the time.
Very playful, I see.
Oh, she's playful all the time too. Her energy level is 100%. What she's doing right now, she's trying to get in my pocket to find a tennis ball. So she's like that all the time.
Yeah.
Never changes. She always wants to play.
So more energy than you.
More energy than me. Yep.
Good, well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks for the.
Congratulations.
Yeah, nice job.
Nice job.
Thank you.
Lot of work right there.
Good luck.
Lot of work.
Okay.
I just want to comment. Seth, I don't think people have an idea the amount of training that goes in after you get the dog.
No.
The ongoing training that's needed because,
Yeah,
Seth and I had talked, when he was getting the dog and that when the dog is called to action, you want to make sure that it performs so that the department and Ted has got confidence in what the dog does. And to get to that point, it just takes a regular daily ongoing training, to keep the dog up to par because you never know what you're going to find out there or when the dog's going to be called. So, and at least at this point, it's good to see a dog that's especially PR wise, is friendly, gets along with everybody, especially if it goes in front of kids. You don't have to worry about it taking a chunk out of somebody, which I know in the past, there were certain issues that came up,
yeah.
But
It's a big commitment because at the end of your shift isn't the end of your shift. You still have to feed the dog. You have to take care of the dog. You have to give him shots, just like a kid.
yeah,
It's a big commitment.
He does, and he does a lot of the community work as far as getting money for the program too. I mean, it's as far as the vehicle and everything we get, it's a lot. We got donations and it was fantastic to see the community come together for it. So he's done a nice job with it, and a lot of like what you're talking about. He does a lot of it on his own time. He goes to the trainings and such on his own time. He goes out with them all the time in his own time.
Yeah, that's a commitment around the clock.
It is.
Very good. Chief, you had a parking concern as well.
Yeah, I did a little thing on it. We were gonna check into it to see exactly what the street is about, but it's East Main Street Circle, where there's a couple of houses there. I think Matt Donovan lives there and Dr.
Like how?
Hollowell lives there. I think there's the two houses right there. We have instances now of people parking on that, which I think when it was designed, it wasn't designed for parking. And it does create a situation where it's very narrow, and I don't know if emergency vehicles would be able to pass it. So,
Yeah, you definitely wouldn't be able to get a plow up through there,
No.
let alone a fire
ambulance.
truck or an ambulance if needed.
So I'm just putting forth a recommendation that we restrict parking on that. I don't think we need to put signs all the way down through it, but if we just put one sign front in the entry of it, just no parking.
Well, that was the same problem we were having with East Main there, with people parking by that intersection because you couldn't make the corner, and there was quite a congestion area there too. And people were kind of up in arms, but after we did it, they were all glad about it because it stopped a lot of problems.
So we'll forward this on to law and ordinance and you get a chance to look at that, Commissioner. And Missy, if you want to forward that on to Jeff and his committee.
Okay,
I think they're planning on, they don't have a firm date, but I know they've got a couple things that they're looking at. So they're probably going to get a meeting together, I would assume in the next week or two.
okay, I'll grab it.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay, anything else? Chris Potter, do you have anything?
I'm all good, thank you.
Okay, we didn't put you to sleep, did we?
No, all good.
Okay. All right, well, with that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting. Motion by Dave, I'll second the motion. Any questions? All in favor? We are adjourned. Thank you, everyone. Congratulations, you two.
Thank you.
Yes, congratulations. Great job, guys.
Why don't we
Get a night.
over